our final Miami Boat Show edition, Scuba Made Easy, a simple way to drop your dinghy, and the ultimate in boating safety. All of that and a tour of a Monte Carlo 76. Pleasure Boater is dead ahead. We kick off week number 4 coverage from the Miami International Boat Show in Miami Beach, Florida, aboard Pleasure Boater. Hello again, everyone. I'm your host, Captain Ted Jones. I'm talking with Bob Olson from BoatZinks.com. Well, you got a lot of zincs here. How many zincs you guys have?
Oh, we have well over 1,000 that we stock.
That you stock?
The way we stock. Every one of them's in stock.
So that means you need zincs. They can go online or call you and you got them.
We'll ship them out the same day, yep. Everything will go out the same day. All orders that come in before 4 o'clock that afternoon will go out that day.
And let me give you a secret. If you're not in Massachusetts, you don't have to pay sales tax. That could make quite a difference. Now, they have complete kits like this is for a Caterpillar 3126.
That's correct. So we've tried to simplify the process of getting the anodes in the hands of the customer, and we provide a complete kit for the Caterpillars.
Now you want to realize something, okay? A lot of you think about zincs for the outdrive, for the shafts, for the props, things like that, and you forget about these are some of the most important ones that go internally in the engine, because you don't want electrolysis to start eating your motor block.
That's correct. That's probably a very expensive problem to have.
No kidding, we don't want that at all. You have them also for, I see right here, for an outboard.
We have a complete arrangement of outboard anodes for all of the various outboards. We have them also in zinc, aluminum, and magnesium for different types of water.
Okay, now for instance, when would I use an aluminum?
Aluminum is actually a universal anode. You can use it in all water types. And there's a big trend these days towards aluminum away from zinc, because they are very useful and very effective in salt water, but they're even more effective in brackish and in fresh water.
Now remember, folks, if you have a boat and it's any kind of water, yes, they'll last a lot longer in fresh water. Salt water just eats them up practically overnight. You've got to have these. Don't ignore them. If you don't know how to do it yourself, get your boatyard to do it, because it's an absolute must if you don't want to ruin all the metal on your boat. Pleasure Boater is being brought to you by Glendinning Marine Products. Relax, we're on board. And by Intrepid, one of a kind, one at a time. And by Rigid Industries, your one-stop shop for all your marine LED lighting. You know, a big problem on boats, folks, is the corrosion you get with some of your through hulls and everything like that. Well, the people from Forespar have come up with the answer. Tell me about these.
This is called Marilon. It's a glass reinforced polymer that we developed, oh gosh, many, many years ago. And it will absolutely replace all bronze fittings of valves and through hulls on any boat. It's a fraction of the weight, and it will not corrode. No electrolysis, no corrosion.
So you don't have to tie it into your ground system?
Not at all. Not at all. No, it's very, very forgiving. It's about as close to fiberglass as you can get.
It looks like several different versions and types. You got about anything they need.
We have over 700 various configurations possible with this system.
Now, you also offer down there's a demonstration on these that are electronically controlled.
Yes, the flange-mounted units, we can add an electric motor we call the ROV system, and it allows you push-button operation of your valves.
See, that's why you watch Pleasure Boater, because we bring you all of this latest state-of-the-art stuff. Now let me give you something very simple. It's so simple, it's like the hula hoop. Why didn't I think out of it? Tell me about this, Art.
This is our stay plug, and it's an emergency plug that takes the place of the traditional wooden plugs. This one size will fit up to about a 4.5-inch hole. Hope you don't have a 4.5-inch hole in the boat. You just push and twist it in, and it'll stop the flow enough so that your pumps can maintain the water and you won't sink.
Yeah, because look, it flexes, folks. Let me show you something right here. See, it squeezes down to really fit the hole very tightly like a gasket.
Exactly, exactly. Just push and twist, and it'll stem the tide.
This is available on your website.
It's available at www.forespar.com.
On this week's product profile, Glendinning Marine Products has just introduced a joystick. Think of it as an IPS drive for inboard boats. This works the same way. Push forward to go forward, push back to go back. You want to go sideways, push it like that. Either bow or stern thrusters. It can be set up either way. Push it this way. Now, if you want to turn the boat, instead of having to reverse the controls like you normally would for electronic controls, you just turn this the direction that you want to turn, and that's this week's product profile. This week's product profile is about cushies, custom cushions. They can put the name of your boat, or you can have some custom art right here, but the trick is these cushions are made out of Sunbrella, even the fringe.
Even the fringe, exact same fibers that are used for the fringe, so it has the same warranty that Sunbrella has, 10 years against fading, mold, and mildew.
There you have it, folks. Cushies, one of the latest things that you can get for your boat. Why worry about a cushion? Get a cushion made for your boat, made out of Sunbrella from Cushies.com. Welcome back to Pleasure Boater, coming to you from the Miami International Boat Show. You're looking at what I call a ditch kit, better named by this gentleman as the ditch kit, or we used to call it a ditch bag. Tell us a little bit about what you put in these kits.
Well, we outfit these kits with everything you're going to need, from the Coast Guard required signaling devices on up to water makers, which are desalinators. And we have options for sat phone, GPS, but you're going to have everything in here from the common sunscreen stick to signaling flares, smoke signals, parachute flares, you name it, it's in this kit.
Yeah, everything for medical, signaling devices. I was very impressed you have a sat phone, because, folks, you know, cell phones don't work very well if you're out to sea very far, okay? A VHF radio, but again, it has a limited amount of transmission as far as it can go. A repair kit that has almost everything in it. This is more of a high-end kit.
That's right, Ted. In this kit, we offer several options to upgrade.
This kit contains a lot of the same things, but a little more economical.
Yes, this kit will have the standard features. Will be a locator beacon, VHF radio, there'll be a fishing kit, repair kit, and it's going to have the full complement of flares and signaling devices that the Coast Guard would expect you to have on board your vessels. With this kit, you have everything that you need. The only optional upgrades to this kit are sat phone, water maker, and GPS.
Okay, and I want to talk very quickly about this water maker chub. I've never seen this before. This thing's incredible, folks. It's hand operated, not battery operated. How much water does it make?
You can make approximately a pint of water every 20 minutes and up to 6 gallons in a day.
By the way, they offer everything in safety, from life jackets all the way up to life raft. You call them up, talk to them, because what Captain Dan wants to do is custom tailor. There's no such thing as a stock ditch kit. He wants to custom tailor the ditch kit to the kind of boating you're doing and where you're going boating. Remember, the life raft is only half of what you need. You need a ditch kit. Well, I moved over to Sea Isle Marina, part of the Miami International Boat Show, to run into Todd Hurley here, who has a neat product. You guys have got tenders or dinghies you've been screaming you want underwater lights for your boat. He's got the answer. This one right here screws right into the drain plug, right?
Yes, sir.
And it just wired up to 12 volts.
12 or 24.
And you got different colors.
Absolutely.
Now, what's really neat, though, look at the set of 4 down there. Those will mount in your trim tabs. Put the trim tabs down, the lights look down.
They go down, absolutely.
That's neat. And bring the trim tabs up, they go straight out.
That's right.
Or if you don't want to mount them, you can take the trim tab holder off and mount them direct on the transom.
You can surface mount them, correct.
Okay, and just 2 screws?
2 screws, and I would suggest maybe a little 5200 just to make it a little more safe. Yep.
Sure, absolutely, and keep it sealed up. Now, if you want to, you don't have to compromise the hull under the water line. Look what he's done right here. He's got the wire running straight up above the water line where it goes in.
That's right, and it's just a 22 gauge wire.
Okay, now, this right here is a really different dinghy davit, would you call it?
Yes, that's a dinghy davit for your inflatable tender, and it's called our H2O model.
How much weight will it hold?
What we tell people is if you can pull the dinghy up, it'll hold it.
Okay, that's and right here you can see on the video, a girl's doing it.
Yes, absolutely, and you know the average tender is very typical. We call this our average Joe davit, and there's a lot of average Joes.
And what it does right here, it tips down to launch it, tips down like that. Then when you bring the tender up and you push, as you pull it on board, it just shoves it down. You got a little locking pin, you put the pin in, there it is.
Yep, absolutely. This really is quite nice. You just pull the pin, take it off, and this is the only footprint you have left on the deck.
So you can still use it as a swim platform. These aren't in your way.
Absolutely, and this is tough. You could pull a barge with that.
If they want more information on either the dinghy davit or these really cool underwater lights, you have a website, Todd.
We do, HurleyMarine.com.
There you have it, folks. See, you watch Pleasure Boater to learn this. This week's nautical knowledge question is, what is the lowest commissioned rank in the Navy or Coast Guard?
This week's product profile is on Blackwater Boats, one of the smoothest, fastest, best handling performance boats in the marketplace. Blackwater Boats has been building 36-footers like the one behind me for over 6 years. This boat, which will run over 65 miles an hour, has all the features whether a pleasure boater or an offshore fisherman will want. Not only is this 36 available today, we are about to introduce a new 43-footer that will be on the marketplace within the next 90 days. For more information of Blackwater Boats, go to boatsdirectusa.com.
Here's a product profile on Mantis Anchor that you put together yourself. Why?
Because the most common way an anchor gets damaged is you bend the shank. If that happens, call us. We'll send you a replacement shank for free on our tab. We designed the anchor to be the best setting anchor in the market today. It has another option of removable roll bar. If you are anchoring just for a few hours, take the roll bar off and you don't have to use it. Key cleaner, stores easier.
Check it all out at mantisanchor.com. The answer to this week's nautical knowledge question, what is the lowest commission rank in the Navy or Coast Guard? Ensign. Welcome back aboard Pleasure Boater at the Miami International Boat Show. Moved out here in the tent because we find all these neat things. We found Marissa, but more importantly, we found her product. She's president of Pegasus Thruster. This is a very different thruster, folks. You've seen the ones that drag you around that you got to hold on to, right, and press the button. This one attaches right to your tank when you're scuba diving, and it's electric, right?
Absolutely. It's battery powered.
Okay, all you do is push the button. You're the diver, right? You got this in your hand. If you want to go, watch what happens right here when I push the button. Boy, this will move you right along. How fast?
You're going to go about 165 to 200 feet per minute.
Wow, that does get you right along, doesn't it? That's pretty cool. Now, it comes in this nice custom case right here, and you have a spare battery.
Spare battery. That way, on your second dive, even if you haven't drained the first battery, you can swap over and do an hour-long dive.
Yeah. Now, it also comes with a custom charger over here. How long does it take to recharge the battery?
It's 2.5 hours if the battery's at a complete draw.
And about how long will this last?
If you're constantly on the switch on your dive, you're going to run about 45 minutes, but if you pulse run it, it's going to be significantly longer.
Is there a depth limitation to this unit?
They're actually rated to 400 feet.
Whoa.
And we pressure test everything in our facility to 250 feet before they leave our warehouse.
And it comes off the tank. Show us how easy it comes off the tank. Nothing to it. It detaches very quickly.
That way, when you're setting up your dive gear on the boat, you can have your BC, your regulator, put the strap and bracket base in the tank holder. The motor prop shroud here is designed to fit in a tank holder as well. Up off the ground, not rolling around getting damaged. And then once you're ready to go, your dive buddy, that's it, you're off.
And all of this disassembles and goes in this nice case.
Absolutely. So everything is in the case here. It's 42 pounds, nice, easy for storage.
Wow, can't beat that, folks. And you can learn more at what website?
PegasusThruster.com.
Pleasure Boater has been brought to you by Intrepid, one of a kind, one at a time. And by Sea School, serving mariners since 1977. And by Glendinning Marine Products. Relax, we're on board. Here at Sea Island Marina, part of the Miami International Boat Show, we ran into a Farina. This thing is absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. And guess what? this guy designed the whole thing, right?
Yes, I did.
Boy, it's really beautiful. First of all, your color choices are great, but this boat looks really swoopy. Should get right along.
Yes, it does. It gets get up and go. It's getting about 65 miles an hour.
What do you got for power?
It's the Volvo Penta's 380 horsepower engine.
380 horsepower, and this is what, a 22-foot vessel?
22 feet.
Okay, but it looks like all you have there is a touch screen. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's the glass cockpit by Volvo. It's the EVC engine, so you get all your controls, oil, temp, and everything, and pull it right up there. It has the navigation and the depth finder right up on the glass cockpit.
It looks like you've got a cuddy cabin there.
Yeah, it's about a 6-foot forward cabin there. It's air conditioned.
Well, wait a minute, air conditioned?
Yep.
How do you do that?
Now it's got a 12-volt system, so you can air condition the forward cabin and have a little bit of AC on you with the vents coming out of the dash there.
So you've got air conditioning right here too?
Yep.
Boy, this is really gorgeous. It's all fiberglass.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and you have the artificial teak, so it's real easy to take care of.
Yeah, it's less maintenance with the SeaDek material. It's very nice.
Sure, just wash it with soap and water.
Yeah.
The console with the cup holders, looks like a tilt steering wheel. Anything else to point out?
No, I think that's about it. We got a little bit of lighting inside. The engine hatch goes up remotely.
Electronically?
Yeah, electronically.
Oh, that's neat.
Wrap around acrylic windshield and the stylized aluminum billet for the sides.
Yeah, those look cool. It's part of the whole boat. It looks like a little storage locker over there.
Yeah, we've got a couple of storage units on both sides.
Well, congratulations on a beautiful vessel, my friend. You should design more of these.
Yeah, we have more in the works, but we're focusing on this one right now.
Okay, if people want more information, you have a website?
Yeah, it's danalevy.com.
Time now for Boat Test, a look at the latest boats from the leading manufacturers. Boat Test, tests you can trust.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTest.com. Now, last year, we introduced the Bayliner Element to rave reviews, and this year, Bayliner has gone one better by creating a larger, more functional version, the Element XL. Now, I said this was a larger version. It's 2 feet larger than the original Element, and Bayliner put all of that length right here at the stern, where now we have 2 loungers instead of a single one going across the stern. So now we not only have 2 aft-facing seats, but we can also face each other with plenty of room in between. And this fits in with the theme of the Element XL still being affordable. All of the seats are molded into the fiberglass with just cushions on, and they're surprisingly comfortable. This can also be seen with the seats directly across from the helm, where we have both forward-facing and aft-facing seats, both within close proximity to the captain. Now the forward-facing seats, equally comfortable. We can face each other, but we can also be in the more naturally feeling forward-facing position while still being reclined. Now to me, this is an excellent boat to get the kids started out on boating and operating the boat by themselves. It's got such basic systems, and part of that can be seen right here at the helm. The simplicity of the Element XL is in its systems. It's a basic fuel system, very basic electrical system. And on the panel, there's only one gauge, a speedometer with an embedded voltmeter inside. There's not even a fuel gauge on the panel. That's located on top of the fuel tank.
The helm seat, like all the other seats, is in a fixed position, and for my short stature, I find it to be back a little too far. But Bayliner has responded to that, and they've added a cushion that snaps onto the seat back. It's called a wedge, and that will move the operator forward just a little bit. In fact, just the right amount.
Now, aside from being easy to operate for beginners, as a veteran boat captain, I'm telling you I find a lot of appeal in this boat because of its simplistic systems. I can't see this needing much maintenance at all, aside from cleaning. There's everything that you need on this boat and nothing that you don't. However, there are options available. Let's take a look at some of them. For starters, we've got this Sport Arch. It gives you a higher tow point for wakeboarders, and there are also wakeboard racks included. This is part of the Sports package that also includes the Sport hull-side graphics. Standard engine is a 90 horsepower. Here we have the optional 115 Mercury 4-stroke.
And our test boat was fitted with the optional stereo with the control head mounted to the side of the helm console. The Bayliner Element XL has a length overall of 18 feet 2 inches and a beam of 7 feet 5 inches. With an empty weight of 2,000 pounds, 3/4 fuel, and 2 people on board, we had an estimated test weight of 2,492 pounds. With an optional Mercury 115 4-stroke turning a 13 1/4 by 17 pitch 3-bladed prop, we reached a top speed of 41.2 miles per hour with a fuel burn of 11.1 gallons per hour. Dialed back to best cruise speed, we were running at 24.7 miles per hour while burning only 3.4 gallons per hour. As for handling, without a doubt, this is a boat designed for protected water. In calmer conditions, she runs smoothly and is quite fun to operate. She's definitely got the minimal bow rise that Bayliner was trying to achieve, and I can also verify that she remains level in the turns.
Now, I've been saying all along that this is a great boat for beginners, but I have to say, as a veteran captain, I'm finding a lot of appeal to this boat in its ease and simplicity. And if I had grandkids, this would be a sure way that I would get them to come and visit me. And that's my look at the Bayliner Element XL. For BoatTest.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.
For this week's product profile, let me tell you about two amazing products. If you get a buildup of that diesel soot or anything on the back of the boat, to prevent that, put on Exhaust Guard from Sea Shield. It'll make it so you can wipe it off, rinse it very easily with soap and water. Now, if you have trouble getting a stain or anything else off, come up and use the Sea Shield Embedded Black Stain Eliminator. Just spray it on, let it soak for a few minutes, then wipe it off. For more information, go to sea-shield.com. This week's product profile is about Chafe Pro. There are two basic kinds. We have the woolly, which is used for
protecting your fender lines and protecting the yacht.
And then we have the original Chafe Pro that's used for
protecting your mooring lines and your anchor lines. It's removable. It installs in seconds. It also binds onto the line to hold it in place. It's mildew resistant, UV resistant, but most importantly, it's abrasion resistant.
Okay, now if they want more information, do you have a website for Chafe Pro?
ChafePro.com.
Welcome back to Pleasure Boater. It's time for our Yacht of the Week. This week we tour a Monte Carlo 76. Now let's join Captain Steve Larrivee for that tour.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTest.com, and today I'm going to be doing a full test and performance evaluation on a yacht that has won more than its share of design awards. It's the Monte Carlo Yachts 76. Not only a very well laid out yacht, but a wonderful boat to handle both around the dock and on open water. Let's take a look.
Coming up to the flybridge helm, taking control is as simple as activating the upper station and then bringing up your helm panel. Now while your navigation is right at your fingertips, and you have a commanding view of your surroundings.
The upper helm is well laid out, particularly for what some would consider to be a secondary operating station. There are dual 15-inch displays that are completely networked and customizable, including, as you can see, the ability to display camera shots from around the boat. To the right are the man-power displays, which are touchscreen displays that you can also customize to your liking. Below we have the controls for the Humphrey Interceptor trim tabs, then the ZF 4000 pod joystick control, controls for the bow thruster, over to starboard the ZF digital engine controls, the Raymarine display controls, and the ZF display just ahead.
Now taking control of the lower helm station, pretty much the same as the upper station, just push the button on the controls to activate them. You don't have to bring the console up, they're already in position. Not quite 360 degrees visibility, but very close to it, thanks to the nice window mullions angled way back. There's only one bulkhead in the stern that's interrupting my view, but other than that, I've got very clear sightlines of my entire surroundings.
Our Monte Carlo Yacht 76 had a length overall of 75 feet 7 inches or 23 meters and a beam of 18 feet 6 inches or 5.65 meters. As I pull away from the dock, the first thing I notice is how nicely the 76 handles at low speed. With the new ZF 4000 pods under the hull, the 76 responds instantaneously rather than having to wait for the effective prop wash against a pair of rudders. This made some of the tight maneuvers around the dismantling of the Cannes International Boat Show a non-event. Of course, on test day, it was calm and clear on the Med, but we did manage to find a large wake now and then, which showed that the 76 cuts nicely through, throwing water well to the sides. With their heavy weight, the passage through the waves was barely noticeable. As our test boat was equipped with the Humphrey Interceptor trim planes, I decided to let them handle the trim functions themselves, and they seemed to do a good job keeping us level and at optimum trim. Now, let's head back to port and take a look at our docking capability.
Now, I questioned having the joystick on the port side of the helm, but as you stand in this position, I can look right down the companionway and see a clear view of the swim platform as well as the bow, so it really is a good position for the joystick to be in. So of course I won't bother switching to the pod drives until I start getting up to the dock and start my maneuvering. Then it's just a matter of activating the joystick control with the push of one button. There's a bit of a lag time on the pods, so you want to be very gentle with your maneuvers. Just give it little bursts. It takes a little bit of motion to get the joystick to actually activate the pods, and you can feel when it happens. So again, don't get too heavy-handed. Let the boat respond. Move the pods gently. Bring the joystick back. Let the boat respond. And then go ahead and give it another burst in the direction that you want it to go.
The prop wash shows the shot of propulsion, and then I wait to let the boat respond to that. Gentle motions and a soft approach are the way to keep things manageable. Remember that the further you move the joystick, the more thrust you produce from the pods. So if you're not easing the stick over, you can easily get into a back and forth thing that will only get worse as you progress. Stop, let the boat settle, and then give just a shot to correct in the direction you want. It's not hard and doesn't really take a practiced hand to make picture-perfect dockings every time. So that's our look at the beautiful and easy-to-operate Monte Carlo Yachts 76. For BoatTest.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.